Welcome back to What's Writing. I'm your host, Will Northwood, back to you again with another problem, writer's block. Maybe you've heard of it, maybe you haven't. Maybe you struggle with it, maybe you don't know you struggle with it. Merriam-Webster's dictionary defines it as a psychological inhibition preventing a writer with proceeding from a piece. Basically, that means that you forget how to write. But don't fear, I am here with an expert writer who will be telling us all the tips and tricks on how to get past this mountain that is known as writer's block. Good afternoon, Kara. Thank you for joining us.
Of course, I'm glad to be here.
So you've been writing?
Yes, I have written a couple novels, including my latest one, The Cutting Edge.
Which means you've won the war waged on all writers. Writer's block.
Yes, I have. It does take quite a toll, though. I've lost countless projects to it on a monthly basis.
That is surprising to hear. So can you tell us how you save the important ones?
All of my ideas are important. Some are just easier to write.
Nevertheless, how do you overcome your literary impediment?
I have several tried and true methods that I use regularly. You know, doing stuff that doesn't have anything to do with writing, like getting a change of scenery, eating snacks. I like trying different foods. It's kind of a passion of mine. You know, stuff that people wouldn't normally eat. Yeah. And going on walks, long walks through nature, is always so refreshing. And if that fails, changing writing utensils helps a lot. Simply changing from my laptop to a notebook and pen makes a world of difference. It's like writing a whole new book. Oh, and changing fonts is fun. Gives a new perspective. Talking to people is also good for fresh perspective. Sometimes they're hard to come by, so I just like going by parks and picking people up, you know, taking them home and discussing plots.
Like, you invite them over and discuss it over tea?
Well, sometimes they come willingly. It's usually less effort on my part when they do.
Less effort?
Generally, yes. A good night of sleep is also really helpful. You know, you can let your dreaming mind fix all your plot holes.
Okay, let's back up. What do you mean by less effort?
Well, that's just to say it's easier when they come willingly.
So you talk to people against their will?
It's easier when I don't have to.
But you do?
Yeah. Most people react negatively. I don't get why it's such a big deal, though. People do it on social media all the time.
That's a felony.
What is social media?
Call 911. You do know that kidnapping is a federal offense, right?
It's not like I keep them. I always let them go when I'm done. I'm not a monster.
Cut! Cut! Sit down.
What do you mean, kid? This is bad. This is garbage. This is embarrassing. We'll be the laughing stock of the entire TV universe.
We're airing it. You're on in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This concludes Writer's Block. Thank you for joining us this week. Now, I'm not sure if all of her advice was totally legal, but it sure made for a good laugh. But seriously, don't kidnap anybody. It is a federal offense. You will go to jail for life. Join us next week with Emily Bronte speaking on why won't people read my books. Thank you for joining us, and come back next time on What's Writing? Something like that. And I forget my line.
Well, I have several tried and true methods that I use regularly. I often like to take a break and do things that aren't related to writing at all. You know, like Change of scenery. Well.